We have a firewood thief in the wood yard. It's time to call the military, load up the guns, set the traps. Wood's missing, but we have a firewood thief. Wood thief is the lowest form of thief there is, in my opinion. Someone who's unwilling to do the work it takes to make the wood. And this stuff is all dry and ready to burn, so somebody stole this section right here. Today in the wood yard, the wood is moving out, the greenbacks are moving in. Here we go. Once again today, it is a spectacular fall day. Right now it's probably like 58 degrees, hardly any wind, the sun is shining, birds are singing. It's a great day to be in the wood yard. Too bad you're not here. So in the last 5 days, counting today, I have delivered somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 full cords of wood. So that's basically a semi-load that I've delivered over the last 3, 4, 5 days, counting today. Today I only have a couple orders, but yesterday I did a bunch, the day before was a bunch, the day before was a bunch, the day before was a bunch, just every day. The wood is really flowing out. It is the time of year that people order a lot of wood. You know, early fall, mid-fall, late fall, I sell a lot of wood. So I haven't been able to do any production work really at all, other than just moving wood, but that's okay. That's how I get paid. So today, what I've got for my first order is I've got a face cord of oak, and then they want a half a face cord of cherry and a half a face cord of hickory, because I've never burned those two kinds, and they weren't sure which one they would like to try. So I said, well, I can do some of both. So that's what we're gonna do. So they've burned oak in the past and loved it, past customer. So I'm gonna load up a face cord of the oak first. Then we're gonna do a little bit of cherry, a little bit of hickory. And then I've got an order after that that is going to be a face cord, or a third of a cord if you prefer, of oak. And if I get some more orders, I get some, but it's early morning right now, so we'll see what happens. But it's the middle of the week, so usually I don't get a lot of calls in the middle of the week. Usually it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's when I get all the calls, and people want their wood because they're home, they're working in the yard, they realize they need some wood, or it's a cool day and they just feel like having a fire. So that's when I get a lot of phone calls. So we're gonna load this up right now. So this section right here, if you can see it to where there's a pallet standing up, just like I mentioned before, as I do 2 full cord rows, which is what this whole big row is here. Kind of scan back this way so you can see there's 2 full cords. There is a full cord here, and then another full cord is here. So if I take a third of it, I will have a face cord or a third of a cord, and that's what I'm going to put in. So what's nice about this, I can just chuck it in. I don't have to measure anything. It's all pre-measured, so I just chuck and go. I've now backed up to the hickory pile that I have here, so I'm going to throw a bunch of hickory in, and this is just going to be a half of a face cord. So I kind of have it measured here where I can take a little section, so I'll probably just throw a little bit extra in to make sure I give them enough. Some odd chunks here. So yeah, I'm just going to take about a 4 foot by 4 foot little slab here, so I know about where I have to go, because it's not necessarily pre-measured into a face cord or a full cord. So I'm just gonna kind of grab a section right here, and then when I go to the cherry, that's going to be a half of a face cord also. So that's pre-measured, so I'll know exactly what I'm got there. So this will be within a couple sticks one way or the other as far as what it's supposed to be. So here we go, chucking of the wood. So right here is where the hickory was, this section right here. So I took a 4 by 4 foot section, so that'll be half of a third of a cord or half of a face cord, or however you want to say it. Now I'm going to drive over to the cherry, and that's way up over that way, and we're going to go throw a half of a face cord or half of a third of a cord of cherry in, and then the load will be complete. I have some bad news. This used to be firewood. This was full. Somebody stole wood, because I did not empty this. This was a full rack up to just a few days ago. So somebody came and emptied this out on the back side here. So from here to here and there. So about a half of a cord, it looks like, because this was a full rack. And I just noticed it. I mean, it could have been like this for a few days. I don't know. I haven't taken cherry from this side for a while now. I haven't been over here. But we have a firewood thief. Looks like I'm going to have to set some man traps, put the spike strips out again, set the cameras up, load up the weapons, call in the military, put some mortars and some booby traps here. Not happy about that. Wood thief is like the lowest form of thief there is, in my opinion. Someone who's unwilling to do the work it takes to make the wood. And this stuff was all dry and ready to burn, so somebody stole this section right here. That makes me mad. That sucks. I don't know what to say. I wish I would have been here to catch them, because they'd be buried out back. I do have a tractor and shovels and a dirt pile. What would you do? Not much I can do, other than put up a gate, put up cameras, put up spike strips, sit here at night with a gun. That's about all I can do. Guess it's not worth crying over. Load it up, go make some money on what I got left. Dang it! So I was just thinking, the wood that's missing here is about the exact amount that will fit into a pickup truck. A half a cord is about what you can fit in there. If you put it in loose, you got to really heap it, but if you stack it, you can fit a half of a full cord, and that's about what's gone. So it makes sense that's what somebody took. And it makes sense that they came back here, because they probably were able to back in right to here, or pull all the way in is my guess. They pulled probably straight in and then backed right to here, loaded it up, and then just backed out. But yeah, it must have happened in the last few nights, because I would have noticed this. But I haven't been over in this spot right here in a couple days now, so oh well. I'm gonna load up the cherry and go deliver it. So I was just thinking about this theft we've had in the wood yard. If I was to put up a gate, or even just a couple of steel posts on each side with a cable across and lock it, that would stop people from getting in here. And obviously in the middle of it I could hang a sign and then block it off so no one can get in here up front, which is probably about the only thing that I could do. But for the few $100s it's going to cost me to produce a gate and a cable lock, and I want to have it, I'm just thinking maybe I want to have a system set up to where my posts are removable, that I could lock in the bottom, so I could pop them up, so when I get truckloads in here I don't have to worry about the posts getting run over, because that's an issue, because you kind of want it wide open for the semi loads of wood to come in and out, to be able to unload them without having to worry about a post. So maybe I could come up with some kind of design. If any of you have ideas, let me know. But I don't know that it's worth it, because this is the first time in, I don't know, 3-4 years somebody stole wood. Maybe even 5 years. It's been quite a while. And for the little bit it costs of the loss, is it worth putting up all the, the blockade with the fence and all that kind of stuff and a gate? And is it worth the time and effort I'm going to put into it? What would you guys do? I mean, yeah, it would be nice and secure to have it all locked up, but then I got to go through, it'll take me a full day probably to dig holes, cement them in, put posts in, put a gate up of however I do it, and then the cost of the gate, is it really worth it? Yeah, it makes it look more secure, that's for sure, and now that I got the tractor here, maybe My tractor is here. I went and looked. I didn't steal that. Nothing else is missing. I mean, I've got a splitting maul sitting right there. So obviously they were just after wood. I got a whole bunch of tools sitting over there so they didn't walk around. My splitting axe is over there, my shovel, my picks. I got a pickaroon over there, so nothing else is missing that I could tell. I've got gas cans sitting right along over here full of gas. They're not gone, so they just stole wood. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna load up some wood now. Not gonna solve it by just talking about it. It takes action. Military action. Got to put up barricades. Got to put up some of those giant jack things for stopping tanks. I don't know what they're called, but that's what I need. Anyway, here goes the chair. It's going in. I'm back in the wood yard, and my next delivery is for a single face cord or a third of a cord of oak. But my first delivery tomorrow is for a face cord and a half, so basically a half a cord of red oak and a half of a face cord or half of a third of a cord of hickory. So I'm going to put on this oak first and move the trailer and go load up the hickory second. And then I'm going to park the trailer, and after I park the trailer, I'm going to come back and I'm going to load the truck up with my delivery for the end of the day today, which is for a face cord of oak. So basically I'm going to get tomorrow's first delivery ready, and then tomorrow I think I've got 2 or 3 deliveries already scheduled, so it's happening. So we're going to get loading again. So I backed up the trailer right here. That's as far as I could go because I'm starting to hit the door on the other side. But this is my hickory pile, what's left of it. There's not a lot here. And I only need to throw on half of a face cord. So I'm gonna throw this hickory on. My appointment I had for delivery that I was gonna do in the truck, the guy texted me and he said he's gotta stay late tonight at work. So he's not there, or not gonna be there till late. And he said tomorrow he doesn't have to work late. And he said if I wanted to drop the wood off, that would be fine, but he wouldn't be there to pay me, and I don't like to do that. So I said, no, I'll just bring it tomorrow, because I like to be paid. I don't know if you guys are like that, but when I deliver products, I like to get some Benjamins to bring home. So yeah, this is hickory right here. There's not a lot left. I've got, I don't know, I don't think I've got a full cord. I got a little bit here and the row goes that way, there's a little bit in the back, but not that much is left, and then this hickory will be gone, so I better order some more because I do have a few people that do like it. This was what is left of a half of a truckload that I got last fall. This is all that's left, so I better order another one and get it cut and split, stacked, and get it to start to be drying. Because there's some people that like it. So, after I discovered the crime of the century this morning, my depression is over. Finally, I'm thinking about it. And my rage has kind of subsided. So I don't think I'm gonna start patrolling the area with a shotgun yet. But I am going to have to take some measures, and like I said before, it'd be interesting to find out what you guys would do, you know, to prevent it from happening again or something like it. I guess maybe it's time for me to put up a couple of posts with a cable across that I lock so people can't drive in. Because to steal firewood, you know, it's not like something you can just walk in here and grab and go. You gotta park your vehicle and do what I'm doing. You gotta load it up, and it's gonna take time. It's not gonna be quiet, and it's kind of risky because it's not like you can just grab it and go like you can a lot of things if you're trying to steal something. Ooh, this is really wobbly. I better take some off this top here. This whole thing's got a big lean to it. I'm gonna take some right off the top here. So I got a big arch going towards me. And it's gonna go down because there was 3 rows here, and I took the front 2 rows away from it, so now it's kind of tipsy. Yeah, this hickory, when it dries, when you look at the inside of it, the grain structure looks very similar to red oak. It's kind of hard to distinguish, but what gives it away is the bark, obviously. Oops. The bark gives it away, and the staining on it. It kind of stains kind of different than oak, but the grain looks real similar to red oak. Now, that's a piece of basswood. We don't want to put that in there. Must have got thrown in the wrong pile. It's another basswood. There we go. It's all in. It is complete. So I'm gonna go park the trailer now, and I'll be done for today because this load is getting delivered first thing tomorrow morning. And the delivery I had today, at the end of the day, he had to reschedule for tomorrow. So I'm not doing any more woodyard work. I'm gonna go mow the lawn, and you don't need to see that. That's just lawn mowing. That's me riding around on the little green tractor. So that's it for today, folks. You know what to do. Hit the buttons, hit the like, the subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be back in the woodyard. You should come back. It'll be fun. Tomorrow, maybe we'll catch a thief in the act and we can bury him. No, I wouldn't do that. Anyway, come back tomorrow. We'll see you then. Between now and tomorrow, get outside, get cutting. Good night, Irene.